All right, so the world of consumer cannabis, it's absolutely exploding, but probably not in the way you're thinking. We're not going to bore you with market reports today. Instead, we're going to do something a little different. We're taking a tour through this massive industry, using the aisles of just one single online store as our map. Think of it as our guide to see just how deep this whole wellness rabbit hole actually goes.
So, let me ask you a question. When you hear the letter CBD, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, right, it's probably a few pretty familiar things. It's a market that, we feel like we've got a decent handle on.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're picturing things like oils, some drops, maybe capsules, right? And that makes sense. Those are the products that really started this whole wellness boom. They're what you expect to see. But, and this is the key, that is just the tippy top of the iceberg.
Because the reality today, well, it's way, way bigger. The market has pushed into places you would probably never, ever guess. We're talking about a whole universe of products that goes so far beyond the basics, and that's exactly what we're going to dive into right now.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. To really get how far things have gone, we've got to look at those familiar basics first. All right, first up, what I'm calling the usual suspects. You've got your classic CBD oils and your capsules, but look, even here things have evolved, right? We're now seeing sprays, super concentrated pastes, and get this, even patches you stick on your skin. But I gotta stress, this is just the welcome mat. This is just the entry point to a much, much bigger world.
Okay, now this is where things get really, really interesting. See, these products are shifting away from being just a supplement you take. Now, they're becoming an ingredient in stuff you use every single day.
And this table just lays it out perfectly. I mean, think about your morning routine. You wake up, you have your coffee. Well, now there's CBD coffee. You brush your teeth. Yep, there's hemp toothpaste. You put on face cream or aftershave, and you guessed it, there are CBD versions for those too. The strategy here is crystal clear. Offer a cannabis alternative for pretty much every single step. It's all about total, seamless integration into your daily life.
And believe me, it doesn't just stop in the bathroom. No way. It's moving into things like men's beard oil, shampoos, even bath products. And then it jumps right into your kitchen. We're talking about CBD honey for your tea, CBD sweets, and even hemp protein you can throw in your post-workout shake. So you see the pattern here, right? The big goal is making it completely seamless. Cannabis is being totally repositioned. It's not this niche kind of medicinal thing anymore. It's being pushed as a daily lifestyle ingredient, something that's just woven into every single part of your day.
But wait, if you thought getting into every corner of your life was the end game, well, think again. Because the market is now expanding into one of its absolute fastest growing areas, products for our pets.
Yeah, you heard that right. I mean, just look at this chart. Based on what we saw on this one site, a huge chunk of the market isn't even for people. A full 20% of what they offer is for pets. That is a huge and frankly pretty surprising expansion.
And the stuff they're selling for pets, it's surprisingly varied. We're not just talking about one generic pet CBD oil. No. There are dietary supplements, there are treats, and look, even treats with different stuff in them like CBG. They've got special oils for dogs of different sizes, and I'm not kidding, even oil for rodents and small dogs. The whole shebang.
Okay, so our little tour is now heading out to the real frontier of this market. This is where we start finding some really specialized products and even totally new substances.
So as I was clicking through all the pages on this site, I mean category after category, one product just stopped me in my tracks. It was unexpected. And to me, it's the perfect sign of just how specialized and frankly mature this market has actually gotten.
Hemp suppositories. Yeah, I know, it's definitely not the first product that comes to mind for most people. But the fact that it even exists sends a really powerful signal. It tells you that the market is so developed that it's creating these super specific delivery methods for people who want very, very particular results.
But look, it's not just about weird new product forms. The actual chemical landscape is getting bigger too. The whole conversation is shifting. It's not just about CBD anymore. What we're seeing now are totally separate product lines built around other cannabinoids. You've got things like CBG, CBN, and even newer stuff like H4CBD. And each of these gets its own lineup of products, vapes, sweets, oils, you name it. And each one is marketed for slightly different benefits. This right here is the new frontier. It's all about targeted wellness.
All right, so we've taken this wild tour through just one single online store. Let's take a step back for a second and ask the big question.
what does all this crazy product diversity actually mean? What's the takeaway here? Well, the first thing is just the sheer scale of it all. We're talking more than 50 different product subcategories on one website. That number is just staggering. And it points to one thing: a massive, massive shift in what people want. This is so far beyond a niche market.
And check out this quote. We literally pulled this from the footer of their website. It says, bringing you the best of nature for your daily well-being, health, and vitality. I mean, that just nails their whole marketing message, doesn't it? They're not selling it as medicine. They're not selling it as a recreational substance. They're positioning it as a totally natural, essential part of a modern wellness lifestyle.
When you boil it all down, what we're really seeing is the normalization of cannabis. The whole game is to transform it from this thing you have to go looking for a very specific reason into just another common, everyday ingredient. You know, no different than adding a vitamin C packet to your morning orange juice.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Is all of this explosion of products, is it just a temporary wellness trend that's going to fizzle out? Or are we actually watching them lay the foundation for a future where these products are just as common in our homes as a bottle of vitamins or a tube of toothpaste? Seriously, the answer to that is going to define the whole next chapter of the consumer world.